The Kansas State Wildcats head out to Morgantown for a key game against the West Virginia Mountaineers. The Mountaineers have a few opportunities to improve their bowl standing the rest of the way, with Oklahoma dealing with some major injuries, and they could get to within a half game of Kansas State with a win. The Wildcats are one of 3 teams with one conference loss in Big 12 play. Since the conference doesn't have a championship game, the regular season champ gets the title. This should be a great game on Fox Sports 1, with the Mountaineers a small home favorite. In a season full of impressive wins for TCU, their win over Kansas State may have been the most impressive. The Wildcats held Auburn to 20 points in a near upset in Manhattan earlier this season, and the Wildcats are always well prepared for superior opponents. The 41 points that they allowed was the most this season, and tied for the most that they've allowed since their 2012 game against Baylor. The Wildcats had allowed just 100.9 yards rushing per game this season before TCU racked up 334. The Wildcats had some extra time to prepare for this game, which makes them extremely dangerous under Bill Snyder. West Virginia is one of the most improved teams in the country thanks to the play by Clint Trickett and 2 of the nation's most dynamic receivers. The Mountaineers fell victim to a pretty tough spot at Texas, but they have scored 34 points per game this season after managing just 26 last season. Trickett had a 7.7 TD-INT ratio last season with a 52.8% completion percentage. This season, Trickett has thrown for well over 3,000 yards for 18 touchdowns. Kevin White and Mario Alford have combined for 144 catches, over 1,900 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Pitt transfer Russell Shell leads the team with 6 rushing touchdowns. Bill Snyder is still terrific against the spread. After posting a 26-12-1 ATS mark over the last 3 seasons, Snyder is 6-3 ATS this season. Overall, Snyder is now 185-92-1 straight up at Kansas State. Since Snyder took the program back in 2009, the Wildcats are 21-8 ATS as an underdog. The Mountaineers are 27-21 straight up and 20-26-1 against the spread, with one game called early due to weather. For our rated college football pick on this Big 12 matchup, make your way over to the BTB Betting Center.